Chapter 1. Scars of the Divide. The radio crackles to life, a voice cutting through the static urgent. Fractured. This is Radio Biafra calling. The Nigerian government has declared war. The words hang in the humid air of Enugu, thick with the scent of damp earth and the distant tang of gunpowder. It is July 6, 1967. The declaration has been made. The die is cast. On the streets, faces are drawn tight with tension. A woman clutches a child to her chest, her eyes darting between the soldiers in their mismatched uniforms in the sky, where the first rumble of warplanes echoes. A man in a frayed suit stands frozen, his briefcase still in hand, as if he had been mid-step when the world stopped. The city, once a symbol of progress, now feels like a powder keg. The secession of Biafra was never supposed to be peaceful. The Igbo people, long marginalized, had finally broken away from Nigeria, declaring their own republic. But the federal government in Lagos would not let it stand. The first shots had been fired in the east, and now the tide of violence was rising. In the shadows of a bombed-out market, a young soldier barely more than a boy wiped sweat from his brow. His rifle feels heavier than it did this morning. He had joined the Biafran army believing in the cause, in the promise of freedom. But now, as the distant thud of artillery grows louder, he wonders if freedom comes at this price. A voice, older, wiser, cuts through the chaos. "We did not ask for this war," says a man in a threadbare military jacket, his voice steady despite the tremble in his hands. "But when they came for us, we had no choice." His words are not defiant. They are weary, resigned. The kind of resignation that comes when survival is the only victory left. The radio crackles again. Another broadcast, this time from Lagos. The Nigerian government's voices smooth, practiced. The rebels will be crushed. There is no other way. The words are cold, clinical. But in the streets of Enugu, they feel like a death sentence. A woman kneels beside a makeshift clinic, her hands stained with blood. The wounded are everywhere, civilians, soldiers, children. The hospital is overflowing. The air smells of antiseptic and something darker, something metallic. She presses a bandage to a man's chest, her fingers shaking. He groans, his eyes fluttering shut. She doesn't know if he'll live. She doesn't know if any of them will. The war is young, but it is already carving scars into the land. The roads are littered with abandoned vehicles, their doors hanging open like gaping wounds. The trees, once lush and green, are now skeletal, their leaves stripped away by the wind and the fire. The earth itself seems to mourn. In a dimly lit room, a group of men huddle over a mat. Their faces are illuminated by the flickering light of a kerosene lamp. One of them, a general, traces a finger along the border. They are coming from the north. If we don't hold the east, we lose everything. The others nod, their expressions grim. They know the stakes. They know what's at risk. Outside, the sound of gunfire erupts, a scream, then silence. The men exchange glances. No one speaks. The weight of the moment presses down on them like a physical force. A child's laughter cuts through the tension. It's fleeting, almost surreal. A little girl, no older than 6, plays with a doll in the corner of the room. Her mother watches her, her face a mask of sorrow and love. The child doesn't understand the war. She doesn't know that her world is unraveling. The radio crackles once more, a new voice, raw with emotion. They're bombing the cities. They're bombing the hospitals. They're bombing the schools. The words are a punch to the gut. The reality of the war, of the brutality, is no longer abstract. It is here. It is now. A soldier staggers into the room, his uniform torn, his face streaked with dirt and blood. He collapses against the wall, gasping for breath. They're everywhere. He chokes out. "We can't hold them." The men exchange glances. The unspoken truth hangs in the air. The war is not going as planned. The night deepens. The sounds of battle grow louder, closer. The city is no longer a place of refuge. It is a battleground. The people of Biafra, once hopeful, now huddle in the shadows, waiting for the storm to pass. But the storm is only beginning. As the first light of dawn creeps over the horizon, the city is a ghost of itself. The streets are empty, save for the occasional figure darting between buildings. The air is thick with the scent of smoke and the distant wail of sirens. The war has changed everything. The people have changed. The land itself has changed. And yet in the quiet moments between the explosions, there is a quiet resolve, a determination. The scars of the divide run deep, but they are not the end. They are the beginning. The story of Biafra is not over. It is only just beginning, and the world will never be the same.